children, how are you? This is Mrs. Kikani. I'm back again. This is story time, living room, library. Yes, this is my living room, and this is story time. So living room, library. Remember, I've been reading you so many books. Last time I read you a book about a crocodile, a shy little crocodile. His name was Constantine. That story about that crocodile who loves to play French horn, remember? That story was a German story. And then I read you another book about this yellow duck. Yes, the yellow duck, his name was Ping. He was from China. Today, I'm going to read you a story about Amazon rainforest. Yes, Amazon rainforest has the best rainforest in the world. And the name of this story is The Great Kapok Tree, a story of the Amazon rainforest. This is a story about rainforest and a kapok tree. Kapok tree is a kind of a tree. This is the map of the world, and the Amazon rainforest is located in South America and parts of Central America. This is Central America, this is South America, and most of the rainforest is right here, the Amazon rainforest. We are talking about Amazon rainforest. Okay, let's start. And you know, rainforest has so many different kinds of animals and birds and insects and reptiles. It's an amazing place. If you ever get a chance, you must visit Amazon rainforest. Okay, until we get a chance to visit and fly there, we can always learn and look at the picture from the books. Okay, so the Great Kapok Tree. The Great Kapok Tree. Oopsie, that's a paper. That's okay, I'll take that later, okay? Two men walked into the rainforest, one and a two. Moments before, the forest had been alive with sounds of squawking birds and howling monkeys. Now all was quiet as the creatures watched the two men and wondered why they had come. See all these animals, they were so happy singing, doing their own things. But when they saw two men coming there, all the animals were quiet. The larger man stopped and pointed to a great kapok tree. He pointed at this great kapok tree. Then he left. The smaller man took the axe he carried and struck the trunk of the tree. See, this is the trunk of the tree. He struck right here. Whack, whack, whack. The sounds of the blows ran through the forest. The wood of the tree was very hard. Chop, chop, chop. The man wiped off the sweat that ran down his face and neck. Whack, chop, whack, chop. Soon the man grew tired. He sat down to rest at the foot of the great kapok tree. Before he knew it, the heat and humidity of the forest had lulled him to sleep. He was so tired, he fell asleep. While he is sleeping, a boa constrictor lived in the kapok tree. That's a snake. He slithered down his trunk to where the man was sleeping. He looked at the gash the axe had made in the tree. Then the huge snake slid very close to the man and hissed in his ears. He's a nice snake. Don't be scared, okay? Just I want you to know. All the animals are very loving and caring and gentle. The snake is not going to hurt anybody. He looks like that because that's how he's made. But he's not hurting him. He hissed. That's how he talks. He's telling this man something. Listen what he's telling. Senor, that means gentleman. Senor, this tree is a tree of miracles. It is my home, where generations of my ancestors have lived. Do not chop it down. That's what the snake told him. This is his home, this tree. Don't cut this tree. Don't chop this tree. That's what the snake said. A bee buzzed, the bee, in the sleeping man's ear. Senor, my hive is in this kapok tree, and I fly from tree to tree and flower to flower collecting pollen. In this way, I pollinate the trees and flowers throughout the rainforest. You see, all living things depend on one another. So the bee is telling him not to cut the tree. A trio of monkeys scampered down from the canopy of the kapok tree. So many monkeys. They chatted to the sleeping man. Senor, we have seen the ways of men. You chop down one tree, then you come back for another and another. The roots of these great trees will wither and die, and there will be nothing left to hold the earth in place. When the heavy rains come, the soil will be washed away and the forest will become a desert. So don't cut the tree. That's what the monkeys said. A toucan, it's different birds, a toucan, a macaw, a cock of the rock flew down from the canopy. Senor, squawked the toucan, you must not cut down this tree. We have flown over the rainforest and seen what happens once you begin to chop down the trees. Many people settle on the land. They set fires to clear the underbrush, and soon the forest disappears. Where once there was life and beauty, only black and smoldering ruins remain. So don't cut the tree. Don't ruin the rainforest. A bright and small tree frog crawled along the edge of the leaf. In a squeaky voice, he peeped in the man's ear. Senor, a ruined rainforest means ruined lives. Many ruined lives. You will leave many of us homeless if you chop down this great kapok tree. Because this tree is home to so many animals, so many creatures. They live here. If you cut this tree, we will be homeless. We will have no place to live. A jaguar had been sleeping along a branch in the middle of the tree. Because his spotted coat blended into dapple light and shadows of the understory, no one had noticed him. Now he leaped down and padded silently over to the sleeping man. He growled in his ear, Senor, the kapok tree is home to many birds and animals. If you cut it down, where will I find my dinner? So don't cut the tree. 4 tree porcupines swam down from branch to branch and whispered to the man. See, those are the porcupines. Senor, do you know what we animals and humans need in order to live? Oxygen. And Senor, do you know what tree produce? Oxygen. If you cut down the forest, you will destroy that which gives us all life. If you cut down the tree, if you cut down all the trees and forest, there will be no oxygen. We all need oxygen. Humans need oxygen. Animals animals need oxygen. If you cut the tree, there will be no oxygen. So don't cut the tree. Several anteaters climbed down. These are the anteaters. They climbed down the kapok tree with their young clinging to their backs. So many babies. The unstripped anteater said to the sleeping man, "Senor, you're chopping down this tree with no thought for the future. You are not thinking about the future. And surely you know that what happens tomorrow depends upon what you do today. The big man tells you to chop down a beautiful tree. He does not think of his own children, who tomorrow must live in a world without trees. If you cut the tree today, tomorrow or next year, the children will have no trees." A three-toed sloth had begun climbing down from the canopy when the man first appeared. Only now did she reach the ground, plodding ever so slowly over to the sleeping man. She spoke in her deep and lazy voice, "Senor, how much is beauty worth? Can you live without it? If you destroy the beauty of the rainforest, on what would you feast your eyes?" So he said, the rainforest has so many beautiful things. The birds, the flowers, the trees, the leaves, the colors, the bees. And these things are so beautiful. We all enjoy it. If you cut the tree, there will be no beauty. Senor, don't cut the tree. A child from the Yanomamo tribe, his family lives in the jungle, who lived in the rainforest, knelt over the sleeping man. He murmured in his ears, "Senor, when you awake, please look upon us all with new eyes. When you get up, look all of this and think again. Don't cut the tree." The man awoke with a start. Before him stood the rainforest child, and all around him staring were the creatures who depended upon the great kapok tree. So many creatures, so many different animals, colorful animals, beautiful animals. They all looked at the man, and the man looked at them. These people, these creatures who depended upon the great kapok tree, what wondrous and rare animals they were. He was so impressed. The man looked about and saw the sun streaming through the canopy. Spots of bright light glowed like jewels amidst the dark green forest. Strange and beautiful plants seemed to dangle in the air, suspended from the great kapok tree. The man smelled the fragrant perfume of their flowers. He felt the steamy mist rising from the forest floor, but he heard no sound, for the creatures were strangely silent. Nobody said a word. Everybody was quiet. The man stood and picked up his axe. This is his axe. He swung back his arm as he thought to strike the tree. Suddenly he stopped. He turned and looked at the animals and the child. He hesitated. Then he dropped the axe and walked out of the rainforest. He decided not to cut the tree because he realized the trees are important. Trees are important for humans, for animals, for bugs and insects, and for our environment. If we don't take care of our environment, who will? We need to protect our environment. We cannot cut all the trees. Trees are important. It gives us oxygen. It gives homes to all the animals and the creatures. So make sure nobody is harming our planet. Nobody is destroying our forest and the Amazon forest and the other forest, any forest. And if possible, we must plant tree. I know some families on their birthdays, instead of having a birthday party, they have a tree planting party. Yes, you can plant trees on your birthday. You can have all your friends and their mom and dad, and you can find a spot, and each child plants a tree, and you can name that tree. Yes, you can name your own tree. Yes, that will be your tree, and that tree, when it grows, a lot of birds and animals can live. You are providing them home, and the tree will give us oxygen. What a beautiful thing to do. So remember, when you go outside, when you see the trees, hug them. Trees are special. I like trees. Okay? I'll be back again with another fascinating story. Till then, watch the videos, listen to all the stories, tell your mom and dad to come and join you, tell your friends to listen to the stories, and be kind to each other. Be gentle to yourself. Remember, I love you.